The saddest thing about betrayal must be the shock. They say that the Chinese have learned the art of being phlegmatic. If President Xi Jinping, who is in Moscow to show solidarity with President Putin at the height of the Ukraine crisis, was shocked upon hearing the news, he kept a straight face, at least in public. But he must have been shocked to learn that he had been betrayed by Pakistan, that too in the cruelest way possible. When you are in the headlights of international diplomacy, the world has just learned that Pakistan, obeying orders from Washington, is selling tanks to Ukraine in the midst of the war with Russia. This must be the ultimate betrayal for China. China has nurtured Pakistan for at least 5 decades, both financially as well as politically. In fact, China describes Pakistan as its iron brother. And Pakistan would not have survived had it not been for Chinese checkbooks. We all know that. But while Xi Jinping is in Moscow to discuss his grand peace plan with his friend Vladimir Putin, Pakistan is arming the enemy of China's friend, Ukraine, with the one weapon that Ukraine is desperate for, that's tanks. And no, these are not ordinary tanks, by the way. They are state-of-the-art battle tanks. You heard that right. Cash-strapped Pakistan may not have money for food and fuel for its people, but it always had money for anything that the army demanded. And it has decided to sell them to Kiev. But the question is, why? And the answer, to put it simply, is money. But that is not the only answer. And we'll tell you more about that in just a bit. First things first, let's look at the tanks that it is giving to Ukraine. These are T-80UD main battle tanks, or MBTs as they are called, an improved version of the Soviet-made T-80. The term UD here stands for Ukrainian diesel, as the tank was powered by a diesel engine, and that is only manufactured in Ukraine. These tanks were first introduced in the year 1987, and they were sold by Kiev to various countries, and Pakistan was one of them. In 1996, it bought over 320 of these tanks from Ukraine, and it now plans to give 44 of them back to its seller to help Ukraine counter the Russian offensive. But the question again is, what's in it for Pakistan? What does it get in return for this? Well, in exchange for giving tanks to Ukraine, Pakistan is seeking financial assistance, loans and credit lines from Western countries. And the key to Western financial help lies in Washington, as you all know. Pakistan's economy is in the ICU. Foreign reserves are at an all-time low, and the national debt is touching the skies. So, you see, Pakistan is desperate. Its Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has said that it is embarrassing for him to travel around the world with a begging bowl. And now he has learned an old lesson that beggars cannot be choosers. That is the price that it must pay. You see, Ukraine is desperate for tanks, but the Western nations no longer have enough in either their service or their reserves to supply Ukraine. And so Pakistan has to arm Ukraine with tanks for its command units. But by doing so, Pakistan is double-crossing China. The question is, why would Pakistan bite the very hand that feeds it? What really are its compulsions? Are they purely financial in nature? Or does this indicate a diplomatic reset? Is Pakistan going back under the sway of Washington? Has it decided that having milked China dry, it now needs to go west in order to survive? Another question, was this decision made by the Pakistani army or by its civilian government? Because this is not an isolated incident after all. Pakistan has been sending weapons to Ukraine for quite some time now. In fact, in November last year, a report emerged It said that Ukrainian specialists had visited Islamabad to discuss technologies for creating nuclear weapons. And the same month, Pakistan's then Army Chief, General Qamar Javed Bajwa, traveled to the United Kingdom, apparently to discuss the supply of Howitzer D-30 munitions to Ukraine. And it did not end there. This was followed by a report from Eurasian Times. It alleged that arms dealers based in Islamabad had reportedly been in touch with a Bulgarian defense group to ensure third-party supply of weapons to the Ukrainian government. And in a similar development, a Ukrainian company based in Kiev had apparently contacted a cargo firm in Pakistan to secure the supply of gloves for the Ukrainian army. In January 2023, another report had emerged. It said that Pakistan was playing Judas to Russia, a biblical figure notorious for betraying Jesus. And the report says that since August 2022, Pakistan had been giving batches of weapons to Ukraine, including rockets, artillery, and primers. And then in February 2023, these visuals had emerged. They showed rockets that are used in multi-barrel launchers. Pakistan had reportedly sent 10,000 such rockets to Ukraine. They were apparently routed to Kiev via ports in Poland and Germany. And just last week, the Economic Times published a report. It said that Pakistan had recently shipped arms to Ukraine in a vessel bearing the American flag. I repeat here, weapons from Pakistan are going to Ukraine on board vessels bearing the American flag. So I ask again, has Pakistan abandoned China and become a full-fledged American military ally again? Whatever be the case, one thing is absolutely certain. Pakistan's veneer of pretend neutrality in this war has collapsed. Its mask has come off, its deception is out in the open. We wonder what could possibly come next. Will Russia and China punish Pakistan for its deceit? We shall find out soon enough. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.